Good evening and welcome to AARP Ohio's first Sunday evening caregiving concert. My name is Jackie DeBose and I'm a volunteer with AARP Ohio and your host for tonight's concert. Here in Ohio, there are approximately 1.5 million family caregivers providing an estimated $16.8 billion worth of medical care to loved ones and friends. At AARP Ohio, we understand the challenges that family caregivers like you face, which is why tonight and over the next 4 months, we are hosting a monthly Sunday evening caregiving concert. It is our hope that you will be able to take this hour to relax, find respite, or just safely enjoy a concert with those who are most important to you. Each concert will feature music from our partners, the Cleveland-based OPUS 216. They will feature a string quartet playing a variety of classical music pieces. We are certain will bring a wonderful conclusion to your Mother's Day. For more information on the resources AARP provides for caregivers, visit www.aarp.org/caregiving. Please enjoy the concert.
Hi, my name is ARIEL Clayton-Karras. I'm a violinist and we are OPUS 216. We're so excited to be partnering with AARP to be giving you a series of free online concerts for kids. Tonight's program is an arrangement from Bach's Orchestral Suite in D major. So Bach lived from 1685 to 1750. He was a German Baroque composer. We all sort of know his name for lots of famous pieces of music. And this is a collection of movements from a large work. And so we've arranged it for quartet and we're going to play 3 of the dances from this piece. The first is a gavotte. The second will be a slower air, and then the third is a French Baroque dance called a beret. program is a very short piece by Peter Tchaikovsky, and he was a Russian romantic composer, so we're talking like mid to late 19th century, and one of the most popular ballets of all time was something he wrote called Swan Lake. You've probably heard of it, and maybe even heard some excerpts of it throughout sort of your life, but this is maybe a short dance you haven't heard from it. This is literally translates to the Dance of the Little Swans. And, Swan Lake was premiered by the Bolshoi Ballet in Russia in 1877. It wasn't actually widely successful at that time, and it wasn't until maybe its 1895 version that was re-premiered in France that we have sort of the version we play today. So here we go with part of Swan Lake by Tchaikovsky. Program is a Sicilian by Gabriel Fauré. Fauré was a French composer. He lived from 1845 to 1924. And a Sicilian is a kind of French dance, similar to some of the ones that we performed earlier by Bach. This Sicilian is from some incidental music, the famous story called Peleus and Melisande, which is basically a love story, and it takes place in like woodlands and sort of a mystical forest. So you might hear some of that in the music. We've got one more piece by Gabriel Fauré. This is called The Berceuse, which literally translates to a cradle song, and it's from Fauré's Dolly Suite, which he wrote to celebrate the first birthday of the child of a family friend. And it's very short and very sweet. We hope you've been enjoying our performance so far, and we will be right back in a few minutes after this message from a caregiver with AARP.
Hi, I'm Amy Goyer, AARP's family and caregiving expert. Caregivers often tell us that they would love a comprehensive list of tools and resources that can help them calculate costs and answer questions. So AARP has put together some great tools to help you address a variety of needs related to family caregiving. Have a specific question about caring for a loved one? Need help determining long-term care costs or guidance on juggling work, family, and caregiving responsibilities? This comprehensive toolkit is a great place to start. Go to aarp.org/caregiving-tools. In it, you'll find AARP's Caregiving Question and Answer tool, which includes information on items like Basic Caregiving 101, insurance and benefits, legal and financial affairs, and senior housing. The state-by-state advanced directives provides links to download state-specific advanced directive forms, as well as instructions on how to complete this very important task. A caregiving glossary includes common caregiving terms. And AARP's long-term care calculator can help you estimate the cost of care for your loved ones, which is critical considering the rising cost of long-term care, coupled with the increasing array of options. Juggling Life, Work, and Caregiving is a guide that I wrote to provide practical resources and tips that are easy to find when you need them, whether you're caregiving day to day, planning for future needs, or in the middle of a crisis. Equally important, my book helps you care for the caregiver, you, before, during, and after caregiving. Caring for a chronically ill or disabled family member can be difficult to manage, especially when a crisis happens, such as going to the emergency room. Decisions about future care may be rushed, and worrying about a family member's condition can be very distracting. So that's why AARP brings you the United Hospital Fund's Next Step in Care project, with information to help make those transitions smoother. And AARP's long-term care quiz helps you find out if you're prepared for your future. Thanks for watching. We hope you'll find these tools valuable in your caregiving journey.
We're back. Once again, my name is Ariel Clayton Karras, and we're Opus 216. And we've got a really beautiful piece for you now that's really celebrating spring. This is known as the Flower Duet from the opera Lakmé by the French composer Léo Delibes. It depicts two women gathering flowers at the river, and it was originally written for a soprano and a mezzo-soprano singer. Obviously, we do not sing, but the violins are going to take on that role, and it's a really lovely piece we hope you enjoy. The next piece on our program is a short work called The Entrance of the Queen of Sheba by George Friedrich Handel. Handel was a German-born Baroque composer. He was actually born the same year as Bach in 1685, and he made his way to England when he was in his 20s and spent most of his life composing there for nobility, but also did some large-scale choral works and things that were known by everyone and highly beloved. His Messiah oratorio, which we all know at the holidays, as well as his royal music for fireworks and other pieces like that. He was so beloved that when he died in 1759, they actually held his funeral in Westminster Abbey. So here we go with The Entrance of the Queen of Sheba by George Friedrich Handel. program is the inner movement, the slow movement, the lento, from Dvorak's quartet in F major, known as the American Quartet. Now, Dvorak was a Czech composer, and in the 1890s, he was working in New York City at the National Conservatory, but that summer, he took a train ride across the United States and stayed with a friend in Spillville, Iowa. And it was during that time in Spillville that he completed his Ninth Symphony, known as the New World Symphony, and his American Quartet, which he wrote only in the span of about 2 weeks. At the time, Dvorak was really fascinated with African American spirituals, Native American music, and the music of Irish immigrants that he heard here in the United States that he didn't hear elsewhere in Europe. And so in this particular movement, you'll hear a pentatonic scale that kind of is a nod to all of those cultures. It's very beautiful, and we hope you enjoy. on today's program, we're going to do a piece by Mozart. We haven't done anything by him yet today. And Mozart, as you probably have heard of him, was born in 1756. He lived until 1791 and composed and performed most of his life in Austria. This is known as the Salzburg Symphony. This is the Divertimento number 3 in F major, and we're going to do the first movement, and it's called an allegro, which literally translates into happy. So a bit of joy for you as we wrap up today. And we hope you enjoy, and thank you again for listening.
hope you enjoyed the concert for tonight. Please join us for our next concert on Sunday, June 20th. Have a happy Mother's Day and good night.